Hi, welcome back to the Gunroom. I'm Angie. With me today I've got a very hungover Skinny Hobos from Auckland. They just did their last gig of their South Island tour.
Yeah, the last
How's
gig.
it been going?
Yeah, last gig of the whole album release tour.
Yeah, so this is it. It's this is the end for us, which is it's kind of nice to be here, but kind of sad at the same time.
Yeah, bittersweet.
It's been an awesome tour.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You went to Invercargill first.
Yeah, and this run, we started there.
So yeah, Wednesday we got to play in Invercargill, and that was a blast for a Wednesday night.
Yeah, Southland Musicians Club is a great place to play. The dudes that run it were really good to us. It's a nice stage, it was a lot of fun actually.
Yeah, and lots of people turn up. For
For a Wednesday night too, it was packed. It was great. Everybody was like just really great crowd to.
Yeah, Invercargill, they like their rock and down there. I was down there with Devil Skin. It was good. And you guys have toured with Devil Skin before?
Twice, yeah, lovely people.
Yeah, we did 3 dates at the start of this year, and then like 7 dates a year and a half ago or something.
8, I think.
Can we go back to the start and tell everyone like how you guys met? And I know you're from Canada.
Well, I moved here in high school, and we both did Rock Quest, so we actually knew each other back in high school. But
so like 2006, 5, something like that.
But he thought I was a dick.
Yeah. I did, because he was American and Canadian, and he was cool, and I wasn't. So
I was really good friends with everybody else in his band.
So you still think he's a dick?
Yes.
He has his moments. But I do have to sit with him in a car for hours on end. So
everybody gets older at some point,
So you met at high school and you did Rock Quest together, and then how did it kind of get big? Did you just keep doing? I know I've read somewhere that you've done over 60 live shows.
We did
much more than that.
Yeah, it's probably old now.
That was 1 year in 2015. We did nearly 60.
Yeah.
But we actually after high school we both studied in various places. He went to Canada, I went to Dunedin.
Oh, okay.
So we kind of were together and went apart, and then we ended up working together. And that's where the band started. And a weird twist of fate.
And you're self-managed, aren't you?
Yeah.
So for two guys, young guys, to do what you've done, you've been on the Rock FM, and you did all that yourself.
Hey, to be honest, we just got really lucky.
We've had some help from people along the way. You can't do it entirely on your own. Like Charlie Smith has been, he's helped us out quite a bit in the day. The guys from the Rock saw us at the Rock the Park. 2016. So that was kind of when we first got noticed by them, and then But then since that conversation first happened, we've just reached out to them and got friendly and started chatting and just kept that relationship up.
Yeah.
And we've just had some good results with our singles on the station. They get requested and stuff, which is still kind of strange for me.
You put it on like a #1 on the New Zealand rock chart as well?
So the album was at
Debuted at number 9?
Or 6, I think. I don't know.
It was number 9 on the albums charts and number 2 on the overall Heat Seekers charts.
Yeah. But we've gotten, the singles have gone, 1 on Heat Seekers and number 1, one of them was number 1 on iTunes, and I don't know. Yeah.
It's one of those, charting's a funny one, because obviously it's based on sales numbers, so you get all the pre-sales out, and it debuts at whatever. I think number 2 was one of them. Debuted at number 2, but
I think pretty much all of these things are on our Instagram if you're curious.
Definitely have to check that out.
I should have fact-checked before this interview, but unfortunately I don't think I could read right now.
I did briefly too. I'm in the same boat.
Yeah,
we did a very late night last night. So how good was last night?
Oh, it was great.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really cool,
insane, weren't they? With pieces of Molly and Doubtful Sound, and
I think
no broadcast.
I said this to pretty much everybody at the gig at one point because I was feeling very friendly, but I actually just thought it was so fortunate to be a part of this thing. It felt like a Christchurch locals only fest. But we got to be there, and it was just the perfect end to the tour. It was a lot of fun. The bands were great.
With us afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. We've been waiting for that
today, but
well, we've been waiting for this all week, though. Because we landed in the South Island on Tuesday, and it's been a grueling 4 days.
It really has.
With a couple of hiccups in between, as always happens on tour. Got 3 hours sleep in Queenstown on Thursday.
Oh my God.
But the drive from Queenstown to Cromwell, through Queenstown to Christchurch, early morning through all the frost and everything, that is beautiful.
That's beautiful.
What a drive that was.
I think I would have enjoyed it if I was awake, but I slept through the whole thing. So that was cool.
So now you've released your album and you've done South Island tour and you've obviously done loads of shows up north. Any plans to head over to Australia? Have you been there yet?
We toured there, 2 years ago?
That was last year.
Last year.
2017.
My memory's good.
Yeah, we did one in Sydney and two in Melbourne last year.
And are you playing them yourself? They were just...
Yeah, it was very DIY.
Yeah, that was with us in a band called Cheshire Grim.
Yeah, Laura from Cheshire Grim was living in Melbourne at the time, so she helped kind of hook that up from that side of things.
Which was easy because from what I gather, it's hard to do that from New Zealand to hook up Australian shows without any sort of like agency help or whatnot. So
but we do have plans to go back. Originally, it was kind of thought that it was going to be this year. It might push into early next year. Because yesterday was the end of the album release tour. Pretty much everything that we were working towards was getting the album out and touring it. And so now, we've got plans on what's next, but we haven't implemented anything yet. Now, we just need to sleep for a week or two.
And refresh your brain and go from there. It's been a huge week.
Decompress and go back to the drawing board and,
And maybe with Australia, I know Pieces of Molly are heading over there actually next month.
Yeah,
which is so
awesome.
Cool.
They're on the Dead of Winter Festival.
Yeah, and they're doing that support date for Radio Moscow as well in Sydney. We actually played with them in Auckland a couple years ago.
I think they'll be a good band to represent New Zealand with alien weaponry. So maybe you guys could head over to that. Maybe get a slot on that.
Well, totally. And we've got, so many New Zealand bands end up just making their way over to Aussie, and our great friends Baker's Eddie are now based in Melbourne, and Black Alpine is another band that we played with there. Skelter, they just moved over.
I've had them in the Gunroom before they left.
They're great dudes. I don't think we've ever actually played with them.
No.
Have we?
No,
we've crossed paths a few times.
Several times.
At one point they were on tour with Baker's Eddie and Deadbeat Boys, and we were on tour at the same time, and we ended up playing in the same building in Wellington. They were upstairs at Zeal and we were downstairs at Blind Tiger, and we ended up just hanging out at Bodega all night.
Awesome.
We didn't even go to either of our gigs.
Just meeting in the middle.
Exactly.
Yeah, nice.
Maybe we'll get both of those bands back, Baker's Eddie and Skelter, and you can all do a together.
Baker's Eddie are actually in town at the moment. Well, not here, obviously.
No, I think they fly out today or tomorrow because they played Auckland over the weekend on Friday. And Kieran got his guitar stolen.
Yeah, and then he got it back the next day.
Yeah,
they had
nice.
Some security footage of the guy, and they called him out on social media. There was such a huge thing. It was amazing. There was 40 people sharing it, and everybody was trying to get it back. So
some people suck.
Yeah, I know.
They do.
But then the community came together, and that was nice to see.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But of course, it ends up being one of those. If it comes back, no harm done, we're not going to get anybody in trouble, which of course is why it came back, but at the same time you've still got this dude that's just stolen some stuff and he's just going to walk out scot-free.
Yeah, exactly, and it's not going to, is it going to stop him from doing it again?
No, but at least Kieran's got his guitar back, so
that's the main point, because he's got a lovely tally, and he smashed that thing.
Yeah, it's covered in gaff.
So you guys make a lot of sound for a two-piece. Who writes the music? Is it a joint effort?
Yeah, it's very
totally collective effort. Yeah.
There have been many periods of time where, especially when we were getting going and trying to figure it out, where you write something at home or he writes something at home, and we try to kind of make it work. But because of the two-piece, because of the gear that I use and all that kind of stuff, I find most of the time if I write something, it doesn't actually work properly in the jam room, and so it's just kind of become one of those things where everything just evolves organically. We'll just play, and what he does will inspire what I do, and what I do will inspire what he does, and eventually we record all of our jams when I remember to turn on the thing.
The amount of times we've played something really cool and gone, that was awesome. We didn't put a phone up. We never hit record.
But then you take those bits and pieces, and then over time you refine it into a song.
And what bands have influenced you the most? What did you listen to growing up?
So that's actually a really funny question. As influences, we both have heaps, but I don't think that there's really been one thing that influenced this band directly. for me, maybe Death from Above 1979, purely just because they're a two-piece, and I love them, and I thought that would be cool to do one day. But the thing that influences the sound of the band is actually just how we can make the two-piece thing sound massive. So if I plug in all the stuff that I have, this is what it sounds like. And then I have to make the songs work within that context. And so the actual sound of the band is just what the gear is doing.
But there are a lot of the early songwriting was, you can kind of trace it back to some direct roots. Like I think Queens of the Stone Age, especially in the early days, was quite an influence on the songwriting process.
That's actually true. The first Skinny Hobos song I wrote after watching a Queens of the Stone Age concert, and I went home and I was like, that's rad. And then I just played a song, and we weren't even a band yet. And then I was like, this song is rad. I want to start a band so I can play it.
Maybe when they come back, you can support them.
I would love to.
Yeah, they've got CW Stone King from Aussie, who's unbelievably talented, so that'll be good.
So it's funny, that first song that Alex wrote was actually the first song we played, and when I say first song we played, we got a drum kit and a guitar amp and set it up, and he's like, I've got this riff, and I was like, he's like, and I'll do 2 bars and just kind of come in after that, and then I came in, we played, and we had the song pretty much finished.
It's called Queen Street, and it's the second song on our album, so the first thing we ever did was the second song on our album.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's really
which,
good.
on that note, sorry, there are a couple of little funny things on the album. Like, there's a song called Number 3, which is track 4.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it messes up a lot of people. So if
a
you're
lot
like,
of people have been really upset about that, which makes me laugh.
yeah.
Have you supported any internationals?
Yeah.
Recently we supported Biffy Clyro at Spark Arena. That was a couple of months ago.
Band.
Amazing.
Yeah.
3-piece, but they toured as a 5-piece. A couple of session shows.
We did Seether recently
At the Town Hall. That was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, Radio Moscow, we mentioned, there have been
There was Storm the Gates earlier this year as well, which was Limp Bizkit.
It was great, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a really cool festival, and it was
Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah, Sublime with Rome.
So
oh my
good,
god.
Yeah, Suicidal was like one of my favorite bands in high school. So.
Yeah, that was great.
That was really cool.
So, I mean, you guys have obviously got your sound dialed.
Yeah.
Obviously. And your stage presence is awesome.
Oh, thanks.
Cheers.
Really, and so you think that obviously that's a huge part of being a successful band.
We just like having fun, on stage. We get up and we try not to take it too seriously.
Just kind of
just comes naturally.
Enjoy ourselves and try and get the audience to enjoy it with us.
So animated when he drums, and we like to set up side by side up front, which really helps, because everybody can feed off of his just sweat just pouring everywhere and arms flailing.
Getting rid of all those toxins.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. You get one gig. The tour is great because you do one gig and then the next night you're just sweating out all the previous night's crap, and then rinse and repeat for a while.
I was talking before about your success that you've had already. What advice would you give to young bands, that want to follow in your footsteps and get their songs on the rock and make a bit of a dent? I know it's so competitive. There's so many good bands.
I've got a really easy answer for that, because the thing that I loved about bands that I watched when I was growing up was everybody just went out and played shows all the time, and that's how you improve as a musician. That's how you get in front of people. And the state of the industry has changed quite a bit, and there is such a thing as overexposure, but there is not when you're just getting out there. So our whole thing was like, we will do anything, any gig, I don't care what it is.
It's 5 people or 500 people. You've got to do
that's
it,
why, because we started in 2014, just a couple gigs and stuff. But 2015, we played 57 shows, and I'm sure probably 47 of them were in Auckland. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we just took everything. We just played. We just it helped us refine our sound. It helped us make friends with other bands who helped us get gigs. You meet new people, and
because the interesting part about that method was that because we just opened for everybody, right? People have gigs and we're the opening band. But the cool thing about that was you'd always have, there'd always be 10, 20, however many people there, and you'd capture a couple of them. And then the next time you played, maybe you see 1 or 2 of those people from the previous one out again.
Yeah.
And so naturally, the more different people we played to, the bigger the audience is kind of started to grow.
And I always say to bands, that it's good to play together because you're sharing the audience. You don't have to like each other, like, you know, but you're not the audience. We like to go and see different bands, and it is, that's how it grows.
When we got going, we were probably a little bit heavier than we are now. And, well, I mean, maybe not musically, but I didn't know how to sing. I just yelled a lot, you know? So it comes off as more that kind of stoner rock thing, but because of that, we lived in between like a whole bunch of different genres, so it wasn't uncommon to see us playing with metal bands or indie bands or punk bands or rock bands.
I think that's great.
It was really cool.
I remember talking to Zach Wilde when he was down in Christchurch doing a gig a couple of years back, and he said the same thing for young bands, just to keep doing the circuit, keep touring and picking up those.
Totally.
Well, I had a cool conversation with the Pieces of Molly guys last night because I didn't realize this. They've been a band for 6 years, but they had never like really done a tour before. Like they did, you know, a few shows pocketed here and there. And the thing that they noticed about this tour is the thing that I've always noticed about it when we tour is there's nothing that really kind of helps you improve as just doing it every day for a period of time. Like
just go and do it and put yourselves out there and. You know, like I said, 5 people might turn up or 500, but it's, you know, you're putting yourself out there and gaining fans.
And every time, you know, you figure out how to do your show better and you figure out what works for certain crowds and what doesn't and how to plug in your stuff efficiently and where to put
doing
your
something a wee bit
amps
different each show so you don't get stagnant, I think is another important thing. Pieces of Molly were actually meant to be here today to do a recap, but I think they're probably still in
may make it later this afternoon, who knows.
Who knows, but no, they were good, they really enjoyed it. And, so the album, it's still doing really well. It's number 15 in the
New Zealand album charts. That kind of caught us by surprise. I didn't think
it's still charting, so the fact that people are listening and streaming and buying the album.
We had,
like, if you haven't listened to it already, get on to it's on Spotify.
It's everywhere.
Spotify, iTunes, JB Hi-Fi's got it. A whole bunch of independent record stores.
Who did that artwork on the cover?
That's my old flatmate. He's one of my oldest friends actually. He's done all of our art. His name's Cornet Coetzee, and he's actually his brother does our videos as well. We keep it in the family.
How many videos have you guys done? 4 videos.
Yeah, one for each of the singles.
And
they
really
tell a story
too,
actually.
Oh, do they?
It's like chapter 1 through 4, so each one kind of sets up the next one.
Well, that's really interesting. I think videos are very important too, and you don't have to spend a lot of money doing them.
No.
YouTube's a really big discovery platform now as well, bigger than Spotify. So it's one of those things where if you can get something that grabs people's attention, then that's you're going to get noticed, or at least picked up a bit. In saying that, I mean, our videos, our Spotify streams are definitely up on the YouTube plays. But it's we've always had good feedback from the videos. People like the story. They go back and watch it 4 parts and often just say that it's hilarious. Yeah,
if you go to our YouTube channel, which is probably Skinny Hobos, just going on the assumption of what our band is called, there's a playlist of all of them in order, so you don't even have to keep clicking. It'll do it on.
Auto plays it.
Yeah.
The future. Oh wait, no, it's the present.
The present.
It's just way less imposing that way.
I like presents.
So on that, I think you guys are probably going to go and lie down.
I'm gonna get some food actually. I'm hungry.
Have a bit of a sleep. It was such a good tour. I'm so pleased I got out last night and got to see you guys play.
Thanks.
If you haven't seen Skinny Hobos yet and they're playing in your town at some stage in the future, definitely check them out.
We're taking a bit of a break for the next wee while, but towards the end of the year we'll have some more shows. We'll be back on the road, without a doubt.
I think you guys are going to do really well. It'll be really interesting, to have you back here in a year. So you guys have got some merchandise for sale online too. You
can see one of our designs here.
So we actually haven't put it online. We decided that we only wanted to do it at shows, but now that the tour is over, it'll be online in the next couple of days.
Cool. Have a safe flight home.
Thank you.
Definitely see you next time you're in Christchurch, and I hope that's not too far away.
Oh yeah, it won't be. We'll be back.
Cool.
You guys are great here.
Thanks guys.
Cheers,
Rock and roll.